You're listening to Rockland News, available on Apple, Spotify, and online at rocklandnews.com. Thanks for joining us today. Here is your host, Tom Osa.
All right, everyone, thank you for joining us for another episode of Rockland's News. Thanks for joining us on this awesome day. It's going to be 84 degrees and mostly sunny. That is a big reprieve from the last 3 days of rain that we had, and that will be the case for the entire day. It's going to finish up at about 76 degrees tonight at 9 p.m. and when the sun is completely down. Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be a little cloudier, high of 85 and 84 degrees. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week is going to be rainy, 85% chance of rain and likeliness of heavy cloud coverage. And we're going to have an interview featuring our Monday morning host of the news, Robert Jowaiszas. And he has a guest today, Vicky Van Voren. This episode and most episodes are sponsored by the New York Boulders baseball team, Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, the Flowery Cannabis Dispensary, Fiesta Acapulco, Kobe Sushi, Breakpoint Bowling, Whole Shot Bagels, and Mad Tea Party Productions. Special thanks to these fine local businesses: Stony Point Massage, North Rockland Chiropractic, UPS Store in West Haverstraw, Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, 99 Signs, FZ Perfection, and Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. And without further ado, here is Robert Jowaiszas. Robert, take it away.
Okay. Good morning, afternoon, or good night, whenever you Rocklanders are listening to this. Today, we're joined by someone whose personal journey has become a mission to help others. As a child, Nikki Van Voren, Nikki, survived brain cancer, but the surgery left her with an invisible disability. And instead of allowing that experience to define her, she dedicated her life to creating opportunities, acceptance, and hope for people with disabilities. Now, I first met Nikki at an awards dinner, and it didn't take long to see her passion. She started talking about her situation, how helping others was an important thing for her, about helping others. Today, she serves as president of the Welfare League, an organization that's committed to making sure individuals feel welcome, respected, included, and empowered. Nikki, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Rob.
Okay, now let's begin. Oh, go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
No, I'm honored to be on the podcast, and thank you so much for inviting me.
My pleasure. And let's begin with your story. When you were just 9 years old, you were diagnosed with brain cancer. Now, can you take us back to that time and tell us how that experience shaped you into the person you've become?
Absolutely. So when I was 9 years old, I had just come to this country. I was born in Chile, and I was extremely intelligent when I was little. I was in all accelerated classes, and my dream was always to become a doctor. I always wanted to help people because I felt that helping people just made me happy. And no matter what I had, I always, even being young, would give it away. And when I was 9, one day we went to a playground and I started having an asthma attack. So my mom just said to me, let's go to the doctor. So we went to the doctor at the pediatrician, and that's when I ended up having a seizure. And they ended up taking me by ambulance to Arden Hill Hospital. It was a little hospital back in the day. And that's when they told me that they found a mass in my brain and that they needed to send me to Westchester Medical Center. So they sent me to Westchester Medical Center, and the doctor, after reviewing the MRIs and everything, they said, you have a massive mass in your brain, and it's cancer, but the rates of me surviving were like 1%.
Rockland News is proudly sponsored by the New York Boulders baseball team. Tickets on sale for the 2026 season now. Visit nyboulders.com. Plus, St. Thomas Aquinas College. Rockland Works, Workforce Development Board of Rockland County. Kobe Sushi in New City. Enjoy their new jazz music lounge and gourmet menu. Learn more at kobenewcity.com. Lauren Molina Moeller from Howard Hanna Rand Realty. Susan Bova from Coldwell Banker Realty.
So I remember hearing that as a child, and I was traumatized because I didn't know what to think. I thought that I was going to die, and I was really scared. But I remember the last thing going into the surgery room, I was holding my teddy bear, and I said to my mom, "Mom, don't worry. I'm strong, and I'm going to make it through." And as I could see tears going down my mom's eyes, all I could remember was falling asleep. Next thing I know, I woke up and in the ICU, I was intubated. I was there for over a month. And finally, the day that I woke up, I remember walking to the bathroom and seeing myself in the mirror. And I looked at myself and I said, "Oh my God, I'm not the same person anymore." And I felt it. And it was the weirdest feeling because I felt so different. I felt that I couldn't understand anything. I felt that I processed things so slow. And it was so hard for me to even understand what day it was, what time it was. Everything just blurred into like the same day. So after that, I was still in the hospital for another month, and I went home and I started a new life. It felt like everything was just different. I started going back to school. At that point, I had no hair. I was bald. I had gained weight, and everyone started making fun of me. No matter where I was, everyone was really mean to me. They started making fun of me. And I said, "You know what? I was isolated. I went to the principal's office to eat lunch. Nobody wanted to be my friend." And it hurt. It hurt because I felt like I didn't have a place and I didn't belong anywhere. And as I grew up, my dream was still to become a doctor, but I struggled so much with my time frames, not knowing the days, not knowing what time it was. And I realized that that was an impossible goal to meet, which that literally crushed me because that's all I ever wanted to do. So as I got older, I said, "You know what?" I saw how disabled people like me were treated. They were so overlooked when they're the most amazing human beings. They're the most amazing individuals I've ever met. I started with the Special Olympics, and I found so many people that treated me amazing. And it wasn't just about friendship. It was about a family. I felt like they were my family. I met people like me, and I felt like I finally found a place that I belong. And then I started with trying my mission. I was like, you know what? I want to help them. And I became part of this organization, which we pretty much just opened up now because now we just became individualized. And now being the president, I want to invite everyone in the community. I don't care who they are. I don't care what disability they have, whether it's invisible, whether it's a brain injury, whether they're in a wheelchair, whether they're autistic, whether they struggle in any form of way. I want them to know and feel that I'm here for them. That
now Nikki, I guess you realize that your greatest challenge could become your greatest purpose. It sounds like, right? Like you're on a mission.
Yeah, that's my biggest mission. I feel like, I suffered so much, and it became now my passion and my mission to help others and to make them feel like they're never alone, like I felt. That there's always going to be someone there that's going to get their back. If they need me, I'm going to be there for them. If they need anything, I will be there for them. I want them to feel like that. And I want my entire community to know that even the Welfare League, it's a place that they can come and it's their home. We're a family, not just a community. And we stick together, we thrive together, and that's my biggest mission, to help people, because I don't want to see anybody sad or struggling.
Now, you said that Special Olympics, I met you at Special Olympics Awards dinner, I think it was, in West Hampshire. Now, you had sent me a letter that Special Olympics changed your life. Now, you found more, obviously, than athletic competition. I guess you found confidence and friendships and a sense of belonging, right? So tell us that first experience when you were there. Like, how did the experience influence you? How did it become passionate, helping, encouraging other people? Just tell us briefly about your experience with Special Olympics and making you feel more belonging and part of a team and family, etc.
Well, when I joined the Special Olympics, I'm still going to remember the day that I walked in. That first sport that I ever joined was basketball. And I'm extremely athletic, but for some reason, I'm terrible at basketball. So I remember walking in, I'm horrible. And I tell everybody, I'm like, do not put me to throw a hoop because I'm horrible at it. So I remember walking in those doors and I was like, hi. And everyone came to me the moment I walked through those doors and made me feel so welcomed. My entire team made me feel like they were my family, like they knew me forever. They came, they gave me hugs, they told me, hi, Nikki. And they were so amazing to me. And I've always been very athletic. That thing with, it's been mostly my disability is very cognitive. Like I said, it's mostly when it comes to time frames, remembering days, people. But I was always very athletic. So they saw me as their leader because I was a big asset to their team.
Rockland News is proudly sponsored by 99 Signs. A business without a sign is a sign of no business. Whole Shop Bagels in Haverstraw, New York on Route 9W. FZ Perfection Auto Body Repair in Congers, New York. Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. Sparkling Clean Homes. Get your entire home clean for the holidays for as low as $199. Call Sparkling Clean Homes at 845-641-3223. Fiesta Acapulco. North Rockland Chiropractic Dr. Anna Marie. Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy located in West Haverstraw, New York. Stony Point Pancake Factory. Banchetto Restaurant in Nanuet, New York.
And then we played soccer, and I'm very good at soccer. That I'm not bad at. Basketball, I'm very bad at.
That's good.
So when we started playing soccer, I got the MVP award, and
wow,
they were super happy. Thank you. And they were so happy. And they were like, Nikki, I would get calls. You're our role model. Thank you so much. And they're like, we all look up to you. And every single team from every other, because we have a lot of teams in the Special Olympics, they would always see me. They would come up to me. They would give me hugs. I literally give my phone numbers to everyone. And I tell them, you need me, you call me. You need me,
so you
text me.
You think that your experience there, it sounds like, influenced the work you're doing today with the Welfare League, right?
Absolutely, because that's when I met this amazing community. And that's when I got inspired by them, because I saw how amazing they were. And the biggest thing that I loved about this community is that it's not about, when you play in a different team, a lot of times there's a lot of rivalry and, who's better than the other person. This community is not like that. You stick together. If you make a mistake, they never put you down. In fact, they actually help you and say, all right, let's do it better. But it's never about, this person didn't have a good day. This person didn't score. They're so, they cheer each other on and they help each other. And that's why I love about this community. And that's why they're so special to me, because they're not like anybody else that I've ever met. They're just people that just want to help each other, regardless what the situation is, regardless whether they have anything. They'll come up to me and be like, Nikki, what can we help you with? And it's amazing having people out there that are like them. It's amazing. And
well, getting to the, I'm sorry to interrupt. What about the Welfare League? Now it's about much more than the program. It's about building confidence, dignity, and friendships, right? And what does that look like every day? Like, what are some of the activities? Now we're focused on the Welfare League. League as far as programs available to members and their families at this point?
Well, right now I just took over the Welfare League. The CEO, she's also helping us. She's amazing. Her name's Diane. She's absolutely wonderful. She really inspired me to get involved with this. But the Welfare League I'm trying to expand it. So we have a big event coming up on August 21st from 5 to 9 in Fields that I'm trying to get out there for the community to come and support us in any way that they can, because I want to show them what this community is about. My goal is to expand this organization to be able to do not just a party here and there. I want to be able to do more events for them. I want to be able to do Zumba, bingo, karaoke, all different types of activities that it brings us all together to be able to have more fun.
Mm-hmm. And I was also reading about, that was a wonderful letter about your son, Tommy, who's studying to become a neurosurgeon. That must make you feel very proud.
Tommy has been he's amazing. He's a child that grew up with me, and he's been by my side all stuff. His father left him when he was very young. And Tommy has always told me, Mom, I'm going to be there for you. And he's seen me struggle growing up, and he's always been by my side. He's always helped me. No matter what I needed, Tommy has been there. And his biggest passion is to help disabled people, because he's seen how much I struggle. And Tommy now, he goes to Don Bosco. That's phenomenal in school, taking all accelerated classes. And he wants to be a neurosurgeon because his goal is to help people. And he always says to me, Mom, you weren't able to become a doctor. Like, he goes, I'm going to become a doctor because that's my passion. You taught me what this was about. It's about being humble. It's about being sincere. It's about being loyal. It's about being honest. Sure. And I want to be a doctor to help all the people. And like I said, he's just an amazing kid. And he would give he would give his shirt off his shoulder just to help anyone.
Rockland News is proudly sponsored by the New York Boulders baseball team. Tickets on sale for the 2026 season now. Visit nyboulders.com. Plus, St. Thomas Aquinas College. Rockland Works, Workforce Development Board of Rockland County. Kobe Sushi in New City. Enjoy their new jazz music lounge and gourmet menu. Learn more at kobenewcity.com. Lauren Molina Moeller from Howard Hanna Rand Realty. Susan Bova from Coldwell Banker Realty.
That's so wonderful. Back to the Welfare League. Where do you hope the Welfare League will be in 5 years from now, Nikki? You know, if funding wasn't a concern, what's the biggest dream you have for the organization at this time?
My biggest dream is to be able to completely establish it as a 501 and to be able to, we just individualize ourselves and to be able to grow it as big as we can. Maybe even in the future, hire people to work for it and to make it not only at a local level. I wanted to be able to get all of this at a national level so everybody knows, like I said, how important these individuals are. I'm hoping that we get a lot more staffing. I hope that the community steps up. I hope that we're able to grow it. So not only just the local, people from Hudson Valley, from wherever, sure. I welcome anyone. And that's my biggest mission, is to grow it as much as we can to be able to have everyone come and join us.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, I know there's the summer night dance is coming. You and I have spoken to that personally about that. So let's talk about that. What can people expect when they attend? Like, how does the fundraiser help support the important work at the Welfare League throughout the year?
Well, right now we haven't had we are just asking for donations from the community. Like I said, anything would help us with that night for the party to make it very special for them. And everyone is welcome. I want to meet as many people as I can just to show their support. It doesn't matter, where they're coming from. Like I said, everyone's welcome. And it's going to be a night to make friendships, to meet people. And I want to get the message that night that this is something new, that I want everyone to know about it, and I want everyone to be able to feel like they can come and that this is their home.
Okay. And for someone listening this morning who may have a disability or who has a loved one with a disability, what would you like to let them know about the Welfare League, Nikki? Is there a message of hope to your listeners? Go ahead.
There's always hope. No matter what, don't ever give up, because everyone is amazing. Their disability doesn't define who they are. I always call it their superpower. Mm-hmm. And they are amazing individuals with superpowers, and we're all different. We all struggle in different ways. And just because they're struggling, there's always, I always say, a light at the end of the tunnel. They just have to find their strength. They have to keep going, and they have to know that there's a community and there's people that love them, and that they will be willing to do anything for them. And I want people to know that that's my mission, that I'm here for all of them, and I will do anything for them just to see them smile.
Okay. Well, Nikki, thank you for sharing your remarkable story from surviving brain cancer as a child to discovering confidence and friendships and acceptance through Special Olympics to now leading the Welfare League. Now, you've shown that life's greatest challenges can become an opportunity to inspire others. I remember I first met you at an awards dinner, and I saw this beautiful woman, and she was like glowing. She was glowing. I mean, as soon as she walks into a room, everybody looks at her, and not just because physically, because she just has this glow about her of inspiration. Now, it's been inspiring to watch your dedication in making a difference in lives of others. So you know how passionate I am with developmentally disabled, how personal it is for me with donations and talking with your friends and things like that. Now, your work reminds me that everyone deserves the opportunity to feel welcome and respected as well as included. Now, we wish you and your son Tommy and everyone at the Welfare League continued success. Now, we want to make sure people are aware of this. Now, the Welfare League Summer Night Dance will be held Friday, August 21st from 5 to 9, and that's at the Building 5 of 5 Welper Road in Hills?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, now it's an evening of music, dancing, fun, friendship, community, and while supporting an organization that changes lives in Rockland County.
Rockland News is proudly sponsored by 99 Signs. A business without a sign is a sign of no business. Whole Shop Bagels in Haverstraw, New York on Route 9W. FZ Perfection Auto Body Repair in Congers, New York. Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. Sparkling Clean Homes. Get your entire home clean for the holidays for as low as $199. Call Sparkling Clean Homes at 845-641-3223. Fiesta Acapulco. North Rockland Chiropractic Dr. Anna Marie. Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy located in West Haverstraw, New York. Stony Point Pancake Factory. Banchetto Restaurant in Nanuet, New York.
Now, Nick, let me be sure I get this right. Now, for more information on RSVP, contact Nikki Van Born at 845-554-2779.
Yes, that's my phone number, and anybody can contact me if they have questions, if they need support, if they feel lonely, if they just want to talk and laugh. My number is welcome to everyone. Everyone's welcome to call me. They can text me, and I will be more than happy to talk to them. Because like I said, for me, when I see somebody smiling and when I see somebody happy, that's what I'm all about.
And do you have a site people can go on, Nikki, like a Welfare League site or any kind of social media that people can go to?
Yeah, well, I've been working on it with Facebook.
You do have a Welfare League Summer Night. You have a welfareleague.net, right? Somebody can go on there?
Yeah, so right now I have a Facebook, which is called the Welfare League Empowering Disability Community, and they can follow me. Like I said, I just took over not that long ago, so I've been trying to grow this as much as I can. And that's why, like I said, it's so important for everyone to show up if they can, just to support us. Because the more support we have from the community, the better it's going to be. And I'll get to meet a lot of wonderful people.
And I think it would also be great for our listeners, anybody that is in a retail, grocery store, deli or something like that. If they're listening, I think you'd be interested in either donations or some kind of help with that. But also, it's very important to have exposure with special leagues like this and leaders like Nikki. One more time, the Welfare League Summer Night Dance will be held Friday, August 21st, between 5 and 9 at Building 5, 5 Wilbur Road in Hills. And the RSVP to Nikki Van Voren is 845-554-2779. Nikki, thank you again for being with us today, and thank you for listening. Remember, Rocklanders, your news is our news. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much, Nikki.
Thank you so much, Tom and Rob. Thank you for your opportunity to give me. And I hope you guys have a great day.
You too. Our pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, so that was the interview with Robert Jowaiszas as host with Nikki Van Voren, and that was a compelling story. I did not know any of that, and just listening in the background, we really appreciate Nikki being on, and you'll be able to read this story later on Rockland News. For the rest of the day, I just hope that everybody has an enjoyable weekend, and it's going to be really nice weather, and hopefully we can get some downtime. So this episode of Rockland's News is sponsored by the following. We, of course, have the New York Boulders baseball team. Tickets still on sale for their 15th annual season. They have synthetic turf now. So there's going to be a lot more events over there. Plus, you got Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, and our newest sponsor, the Flowery Cannabis Dispensary. Plus, if you mention Rockland News, get these deals. Fiesta Acapulco, free coquito when you mention Rockland's News with your dinner. Kobe Sushi, Jazz Music Lounge, music Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. 15% off your entire sushi order if you mention Rockland's News. Minimum $75 order, but that's at least $10.25. You can't beat that. What a deal. Breakpoint Bowling, coupon free $10 arcade card for people that show up their first time. They want to explore the space. You get a free $10 arcade card. Whole Shop Bagels in Haverstraw, New York. Free bagel for first-time customers. And Mad Tea Party Productions. Mention Rockland's News and get 10% off your photo booth rental. I have to tell you, we did that for my wife's 50th birthday, and it was a fantastic time with Mad Tea Party Productions. So we very much appreciate them, and it's a great deal. Special thanks to these fine local businesses: Stony Point Massage, North Rockland Chiropractic, UPS Store in West Haverstraw, Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, 99 Signs, FZ Perfection, and Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. On behalf of the entire team at Rockland News, thank you for joining us today, and we'll catch you next time.
You're listening to Rockland News, available on Apple, Spotify, and online at rocklandnews.com. Thanks for joining us today. The preceding show has been for entertainment purposes only. Any opinions expressed on this show does not reflect the opinions of Rockland News Incorporated or any of its subsidiaries, sponsors, or affiliates. Want to be a guest on Rockland News? Visit rocklandnews.com/show and fill out the form. Rockland News is proudly sponsored by the New York Boulders baseball team. Tickets on sale for the 2026 season now. Visit nyboulders.com. Rockland News. Thanks for joining us today.